Hi, and welcome back to the Shutter Sports Refresh. We're your weekly one-stop shop for all the big news happening in sports. I'm your host, Finn Noel. Let's get started. We'll start off with some Major League Baseball news where the dog days of the regular season are over and teams are clinching left and right for playoff spots. We'll start off in the American League where just weeks ago the wildcard race seemed dead, but now things are getting interesting. The Kansas City Royals and the Minnesota Twins have dropped 7 or more of their last 10 games, and that's opened up spots for other teams. The Seattle Mariners are looking to get into things, and the Detroit Tigers have been red hot and have quite an easy schedule, so it looks like they might slide into a wildcard spot. That just leaves one spot open for the Seattle Mariners, Kansas City Royals, and Minnesota Twins, so we'll see who scoops that up. The New York Yankees and Cleveland Guardians clinched playoff spots and are now just looking to prepare for the postseason. Moving over to the National League, we'll take a break from our playoff coverage to shout out another record broken by Shohei Ohtani. He's a superstar pitcher as well, but this record was broken on his offense. On Thursday, Ohtani broke into the legendary 50-50 club with 53 home runs and 55 stolen bases so far this season. Now that Ohtani's LA Dodgers have clinched a playoff berth, he can focus on what's most important, stats, as he goes for his third MVP. The Philadelphia Phillies and Milwaukee Brewers have also clinched playoff berths this week. The 4 other teams with the chance to clinch are the Arizona Diamondbacks, San Diego Padres, Atlanta Braves, and New York Mets. The standings could change a bunch in the next few days, so make sure to come back next week and we'll keep you informed. We'll move on now to NFL football, which was as hectic and unpredictable as ever this Sunday. The 2 big names this week were the Philadelphia Eagles and Atlanta Falcons, who both took a big win and a big loss. These 2 teams actually played each other last Monday in a thriller where the Falcons won 22-21. You'll see on the screen here, Saquon Barkley has a very easy catch and he ends up dropping it, leaving the door open for the Falcons to run all the way down the field and score a touchdown. We'll fast forward to the Sunday now, where the Eagles are taking on the red-hot 2-0 New Orleans Saints. Although the Saints have been scoring in bunches so far this year, this was a very low-scoring game, but the Eagles ended up taking it home 15-10. And while the Eagles won their game this week, the Falcons unfortunately can't say the same thing, as they took a tough loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. Although the Falcons were up for most of the game, Kansas City picked their way back into things and found themselves up 5 in the fourth quarter. The Falcons had a chance to win the game but couldn't get it done down the stretch, and the Chiefs take it home 22-17. Other first games include the Baltimore Ravens getting their first win of the year against the Dallas Cowboys, and the LA Rams doing the same thing against the San Francisco 49ers. And there's 2 Monday Night Football games tonight, so make sure to tune back next week and we'll let you know how they went. Moving over to college football now, there were some similar shockers, but none as big as Colorado vs. Baylor in the Big 12 opening game. In this game, it was Colorado's Shedeur Sanders who, with just 2 seconds on the clock, threw a Hail Mary pass all the way down the field to tie the game. And in overtime, it was defense from Travis Hunter who ended up sealing the game for the Colorado Buffaloes. The fans rushed the field in an epic win. In other important games, it was Michigan who took down USC by 3, Utah taking down Oklahoma State by 3, Missouri beating Vanderbilt in overtime, Tennessee taking down Oklahoma, and BYU with a dominant performance against Kansas, winning by 30. We'll talk about some European football now as the Champions League started up this week. On Tuesday, it was Liverpool taking down Milan 3-1, and on Wednesday, it was Inter Milan who drew a match with Man City 0-0. On Thursday, it was Monaco who took down Barcelona 2-1, and that one was exciting with a 71st minute game-winning kick. There was some action in the Premier League too, as Manchester City drew their first game all year. Now they still haven't lost one, but this draw against Arsenal is the first time they've dropped points all season. Every other game this week went just about as expected, except for Man United, who drew a game 0-0 against Crystal Palace. They find themselves 11th in the standings. Now let's give you a quick coverage of some other European leagues. In Serie A, it's Torneo on top, Barcelona and La Liga, and Bayern Munich and PSG on top of their leagues as well. And for our last piece of news this episode, we'll talk about the Singapore Grand Prix in F1, which went down this weekend. It was McLaren's Lando Norris who took the win here, and Max Verstappen of Red Bull came in second. In third place, it was another McLaren driver, Oscar Piastri, who after winning the Azerbaijan Grand Prix is on an unexpected hot streak. With this win, Lando Norris is even closer to Max Verstappen in the driver's standings, and in the constructor's standings, Norris just furthered the gap between McLaren and Red Bull. F1's next race is almost a month away now, with the United States Grand Prix going down in Austin, Texas. Unfortunately, that's all the news we have for you today. We appreciate you tuning in and making Shutter Sports Refresh your spot for all your sports news. I'm your host, Finn Noel, and hopefully I was able to make your day just a little bit better. You can check out me and Shutter Sports Media on social media down below. Don't forget about the man who wrote the script this week, Lucky Roberts. He'll be down there as well. Thanks for watching.